Good.
Feel like you're being stared at.
I felt it.
All right. Call to order tonight's meeting of the Board of Zoning Appeals. And ask for a roll call when you're ready, please.
All right. Andy Jones,
Present.
John Dilberger,
Here.
Darla Brown, present. Jane Gore, here. Andy Boyle.
Present.
Okay. Hopefully, everybody got a chance to review the minutes from last month's meeting. I had no changes to suggest. Anybody have any changes to the minutes to suggest?
I have that.
Okay. All right, then I entertain a motion to approve them as written.
So moved.
Second.
All right, vote to approve last month's minutes when you're ready, please.
Okay, John Dilberger,
Yes.
Andy Boyle,
Yes.
Darla Brown. Yes. Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore.
Yes. Last month's minutes are approved. We don't have any old business tonight, so I'll turn to the first item of new business and the only item of new business, which is docket number 25-FD-10. That's a request for a special exception for a tourist home. And Kayla, whenever you're ready, we'll hear your staff report.
Okay, staff report for Wagner Tourist Home, docket number 25-SE-10. Hearing date July 23rd, 2025. Petitioners and property owners, Kenny and Lisa Wagner for Homestead Land Company. Request is a special exception for a 2-guest room tourist home with a maximum occupancy of 6 guests. Ordinance provisions, Brown County Area Board of Zoning Appeals, Resolution 2022-01, Tourist Home Special Exception Guidelines and Conditions, and Chapter 1, Section 2, and Chapter 3, Sections 1 and 4 in the Brown County Zoning Ordinance. Location, 6194 State Road 135 North, Morgantown in Jackson Township. The home is on the west side of State Road 135 North and is approximately a half mile south of the intersection of State Road 135 North and the railroad track. Zoning and currently in use, the property is zoned primary residential R1 and has a residence, garage, and a pond. General findings. 1, the property consists of 3 acres with an existing home. 2, the petitioners are proposing a 2-guest room tourist home with a maximum occupancy of 6 guests. 3, the 1-story home is currently undergoing interior remodeling and has approximately 1,288 square feet of floor space, comprised of a kitchen, dining room, and living room, full bathroom, and 2 bedrooms. 4, the home will contain approximately 594 square feet of guest space, which exceeds the 50 square feet per guest space requirement for 6 guests. 5, the home and septic system will be located outside the boundaries of the average 100-year flood as indicated on the flood insurance rate map. 6, the site plan shows a garage with 3 parking bays. This area is adequate for the minimum parking area requirement. 7, Duke Energy provides electrical service to the property. 8, Brown County Water Utility Incorporated provides water service to the property. 9, the Brown County Health Department issued permit number 25-35121 on April 15, 2025 to allow installation of a new 3-bedroom advanced enviro septic system. 10, the Fruitdale Volunteer Fire Company inspected the driveway and confirmed adequate space for safe entry and turnaround on April 14, 2025. 11, the petitioner wishes to act as the local manager of the property. 12, the petitioner will place a map of the property boundaries inside the home for guests. 13, the owner will post notice that the discharge of firearms is prohibited. 14, there are no residences within 250 feet of the proposed home. 15, there's 1 tourist home located within 1,320 feet of the proposed home. The straight line measurements on the GIS map range from 1,290 feet to 1,305 feet of distance between the proposed tourist home and an existing tourist home. Recommendation: if the board approves the petitioner's request, it should be based on the following conditions. 1, all tourist home guidelines and conditions will be met. 2, the number of guests will be limited to 6. 3, a local manager will be utilized. 4, the septic system will be installed in compliance with the Brown County Health Department's requirements. 5, the building permit will be completed and inspected prior to operation. 6, the property boundaries will be delineated on a map inside the home. 7, a notice will be posted that the discharge of firearms is prohibited. Findings of fact, the board may grant a special exception for use in a district if after a hearing under section 7.2, it finds that 1, section 3.1 of the Brown County zoning ordinance authorizes a special exception for this use in the designated district. Findings, staff report, or special exceptions for tourist homes are allowed on property zoned primary residential R1. 2, the requirements for special exceptions prescribed by this ordinance will be met. And then would you guys like me to read all of the findings or just the one that it does not meet?
I would be content with the latter.
Okay, so D findings, there are no residences within 250 feet of the proposed tourist home. There is one tourist home located within 1,320 feet of the proposed tourist home. And then 3, granting the special exception will subvert the general purposes served by the Brown County zoning ordinance and will not materially and permanently injure other property or uses in the same district and vicinity. Findings, although not all guidelines are met, staff finds no evidence that approving this application with the recommended conditions listed will materially and permanently injure other uses or property in the same district and vicinity. This proposed tourist home and the existing tourist home are separated by State Road 135, woods and farmland. No evidence is found that the impact of this tourist home on neighboring property will be substantially different than the impact of tourist homes previously approved. Summary, all guidelines other than D, the distance between tourist homes is met or exceeded. The board must determine whether allowing the reduced setback between 2 tourist homes will materially or permanently injure other property or uses in the same district and vicinity. This is a view to the north from the driveway. The view to the south. And I did try to get a close-up picture. So this shows the measurement from the GIS map, approximately 1,305 feet. And then this is this little pink icon here is showing an existing tourist home. And the end of this line is the 1,320 feet, the end of the pink circle here.
Gotcha.
That's the end of the staff report.
And so do you have a picture of the other tourist home from this
this
proposed tourist
one?
home property? Was that one you were showing?
You wouldn't be able to see it. So it
Okay.
is, you go down this small hill here and then it's, I think, the second driveway after that dip
Okay,
up to the right.
okay.
Gotcha.
Do we know how many other tourist homes are in the area other than that one?
So there is one more. That's what this pink buffer is here
All right.
to the south.
Okay.
And then there's another buffer here.
Gotcha.
And then this road right here is Railroad Road. So it's on the northeast side of Railroad Road, it looks like.
And on number 9, the new septic, does it meet the new requirements of the state,
As far as I know, they've been working with the health department on that.
the new?
We can ask them to
When is
verify.
that passed? Yeah, I mean, is that law now?
I think for future submissions, yes, it's a little bit up in the,
I don't know there's, Andy, it's an actual law. I think it's a policy that now is being set by,
The health department?
no, the state in terms of reviewing for tourist homes now on wastewater treatment facilities.
But is there an effective date?
That I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Yes.
You just lied.
I did. The county health department, I believe, I was informed that as of July 1st, I believe, or June 1st. I think it's July 1st that comes into effect. This is July 20.
Either way, it's.
Yeah, so it's in effect. Yes, it is. It's supposed to be in effect, but I don't want to really speak. I'm not here to speak on behalf of the health department. I just can tell you what was conveyed to me.
I would be willing to bet that Mr. Wagler has extensive resources to meet whatever criteria necessary with the septic system.
I suspect you're correct.
I think he knows a guy.
How many cards went out? Caitlin came back? No,
There were 9 and we got back 5.
thanks. All right. Any other questions for Kayla from the board?
I don't have any.
No. Any, did you or your wife want to add anything to the staff report or?
No, it's,
Very thorough.
very thorough.
Okay, all right, thanks.
I'd like to ask the question you specifically, do you know whether your septic meets the new state requirements?
Well, being that it was approved there in April,
Kenny, what do you ask you to come up to the, what are you please in the microphone? Thank you.
Jane, I don't know that for sure, but being that the septic was approved in April at the health department, I don't know. I can find that out if you would like.
Okay, thanks for that. Any other questions for the petitioner from the board? Okay. Anybody here tonight wants to speak for or against this petition? I don't see anybody, but I thought I'd ask. All right, I'll bring it back to us for discussion and to reach a decision. Thoughts?
I'll go first. It's 1.25% within the recommended guideline. So as far as item B being outside the norm, I would think that's entirely justifiable within 15 feet. I don't have a problem with this petition at all.
Dora?
I don't have a problem with it. I think it's close enough. I mean, within a narrow enough range that I'm not too concerned about it being that close to another.
I realized I did have one question for you, Kenny. I forgot to ask, since you're gonna be managing this property, do you have some experience managing a tourist home?
Answer is no. And I don't think I'm going to be managing it.
Oh, okay, all right.
The conversation that you and I had earlier, maybe that would be down the road or kind of our wish list. But at this point, no, it'll be managed by a professional manager.
Okay, you'd be okay if that was a condition of approval
Yeah, yes, we would.
okay. All right.
The biggest reason mainly is so that if something happens after hours or on a weekend or during a holiday and you're out of town, there's somebody that they can contact that,
Exactly.
you know, or somebody gets ruckus or, you know, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay, thank you, Kenny. I
Kenny,
appreciate
before
it.
you step down, is there, are you constructing a pond out front there? Or is that just a low drainage soil area?
Well, there was always a pond there,
Okay,
and we kind of uncovered it by taking trees out and or brush and kind of uncovered it.
okay, all right, so you're just kind of rehabbing what was already there.
Yeah, it just shows the existing lake now.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, all right.
Randy, your thoughts on this petition?
I think this is a very minor, special exception, request. And based on that, and based on staff summary, I have no concerns with this.
All right, Jane?
I don't like that it's within the, described footage, but it's not that much, so. Guessing with that.
Okay, all right. I also am I'm mindful that our tourist home guidelines are just that, they're guidelines, and the language in there says it should be at least 1,320 feet. Should is one of those verbs that means we're to take case by case approach and circumstances into account. I am also okay with it being slightly less than 1,320 feet from the nearest tourist home. And I'm okay with it otherwise, so. I'd entertain a motion if
I'll
anybody.
make a
wants.
motion
All right,
to approve docket number 25-SE-10 as submitted. Do I need to list the reasons why we accepted it below outside the normal tolerance?
you may or you may not.
I know at one point we had done that.
Well, we have a recording and we'll have minutes, so presumably that will contain, our explanation.
For the minutes, seeing as it is within 1.25% of the total recommended distance, I find no issue making that acceptance or variance, special exception.
Right? Would you be okay amending your motion to accept it, provided the following conditions are met?
Yes,
Those,
first one distracted me from the second.
of course.
That all tourist home conditions and guidelines we met, the number of guests will be limited to 6. A local manager will be utilized. Septic system will be installed in compliance with the Brown County Health Department's requirements. The building permit will be completed and inspected prior to operation. The property boundaries will be delineated on a map inside the home. A notice will be posted that the discharge of firearms is prohibited.
I'll second that motion. We have a motion to approve that's been seconded. A roll call vote when you're ready, Danielle.
Andy Boyles,
Yes.
Darla Brown,
Yes.
Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore,
Yes.
John Dilberger.
Yes. Right, your request has been approved. Well. Dave or Kayla, any announcements or updates?
I have none.
We did prevail in the Nixon two case.
Good.
Good job.
What does that mean?
It just means that his appeal of your decision was denied.
Yes.
Is that final or is that Act 1?
That is subject to appeal to the Court of Appeals.
Getting everything.
Right. So it's actually, that's Act 2, right? Or, so we don't know if there'll be an Act 3. I don't have anything else tonight, unless anybody does. I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Can I interject something here?
Of course.
I don't know if the rest of the commission members were aware of the new interpretation by ISDH about the tourist homes. They're now looking at them and considering them as commercial. And that's the reason they now want to look at them and review them, the septic systems, prior to approval.
They being the state
Correct.
Board of Health.
Correct. Yes. The actual permit itself will be issued through the local county health department.
But it
But
has to go through
But it has to.
at the state level.
yes, because it's not considered commercial.
No, I was not aware of that.
I don't know how impact that will have, but nevertheless, that's how.
Seems counter to our attempt to reduce and streamline government, but still,
That's why I brought up the question about septic.
Yeah,
I understand.
it may or may not be a game changer. We'll just have to wait and see.
It's only time.
Mhm.
Okay, thanks for that.
I'd be interested to see if the state already reviews anything over a 6-bedroom. I'll be interested to see if the state wants any change with a 2-bedroom system. I just can't see that technology it kind of works one way. I understand if you're getting a real big bed, but I don't understand why the state, are they gonna make them, they gotta up the requirements for square footage or I'd like to see more on the,
Well, it was noted that they were appalled at how many tourist homes we have in this county.
when you say they were appalled by how many we had on septic or on sewer, or why were they appalled?
Well,
On septic,
And who is
the
I-
state.
Indiana State Department of Health, ISDH, yeah.
they were distressed somehow by the number of tourist homes we have.
Well, I think
Distress.
there's very few counties in the state of Indiana that have the amount of tourist homes that we have here.
I can believe that.
And I think it kind of caught them a little bit off guard when they started the initial discussion on this, when they were looking at other counties, they were seeing a rather controlled, easily controlled. They got to Brown County, it was like, wow.
I said, man, we're missing out on revenue.
There's gonna be a lot of work here for us to review, so stay tuned, time will tell how this whole thing plays out. It's merely a policy interpretations at ISDH, and those can change.
Okay.
Or not.
Got it.
Oh, make a motion to.
Second.
Okay, motion to adjourn has been seconded. Roll call vote, please, Danielle.
Charlotte Brown,
Yes.
Randy Jones,
Yes.
Jane Gore,
Yes.
John Dilberger,
Yes,
Andy Doyle.
Yeah,
meeting is adjourned.
man, that was